Hi friends, welcome to LifeStream Live with Angie. We are wrapping up the month of March. It's still talking about nutrition, and today I'm going to share with you a recipe. It's a healthy banana oatmeal bite recipe. Very simple to make, very minimal ingredients unless you choose to add extra. But though through the month of March, though, we spoke with Dana Pierce, who is the nutrition administrator for LifeStream Services. We talked about, the services, the home delivered meals and the curbside meals that are offered currently, and how an individual is, eligible for those, and how they can find out information about it. We also spoke with Trio Community Meals, who is our contracted partner that provide the meals to all of our clients throughout the 12-county area. And we also spoke with Amanda Bouillon, who is with the J County Purdue Extension, and she shared with us information about diabetes and healthy snacks, and also talked a little bit about their Dining with Diabetes program that they have to offer. But like I said, though, today is a very simple recipe I want to share with you, and so we're going to go ahead and get started with that. To start off, is what you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and so I do have my oven already started warming up, and then we're going to go ahead and get into all of our ingredients here. So this recipe calls for 4 bananas. It doesn't matter if they're large bananas or small, whatever suits you best. And is what I've done is I've already sliced them up, so that way it makes it easier for me to mash them up during this demonstration. So got my 4 bananas, and I'm going to pour that into my bowl here. And I do have a fork. I'm going to go ahead and start smashing. I may switch over to my whisk just to help mash it a little bit more. You can use a blender, whatever works best for you. Just depends on how well mashed up you want your bananas. I like mine a little bit more chunkier just because it does give it a little bit more texture with the oats and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mashed up. And actually, like I said, I'm going to switch over to my whisk here. That way it just makes it a little bit more simpler and a little bit more quicker for us. So, but with this recipe, though, like I said, you can have 3 ingredients. The main ingredients, though, if you choose to just stick with the 3, is bananas, vanilla, and oats. Preferably the old-fashioned oats works best with this. And then, though, if you want to spice it up a little bit more, because this recipe does not have any sugar in it, very healthy. But if you need a little bit more sweetness, there's different things though that you can add, and I've got these out here, such as the brown sugar, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, nutmeg. You can also add maple syrup and also honey if you want to sweeten it up. And then, but today though, is what we're going to do though, is we're going to keep it simple and add our fruits into it, just so that way we're getting a little bit of balance and a little bit of sweetness and tartness to it. So, okay, so I've got these mashed up to my liking, and like I said, I like to leave these a little bit more chunkier, just because it makes it easier, for the oatmeal to stick to it. So the next thing that we're going to do is add in our vanilla, and it calls for a teaspoon of vanilla. And so I already have this measured out, and so we're going to pour that in with the banana. And then we're going to get our oats. This calls for 3 cups of oats. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it in. This here I am going to measure out. Many times I don't use measuring utensils. I like to eyeball it, and that's just because that's how I was taught by my mom as she was making things. As I grew up, I would ask her for recipes, and she told me, no, I never measured. I just eyeballed it. So I was like, okay, Mom. There is a rule of thumb, though, too, measuring items and everything. It's always good to know, though, the comparison to items when you are measuring out, so that way you're not overdoing it. But before we do get into that, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the oatmeal, banana, and vanilla here. So we're going to get this going. And I am going to add in 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar, just because, like I said, you know, my family likes a little bit of the sweetness into it along with the fruit. So we're going to go ahead and add that in. And I do have that already measured out. And as we were talking about, though, the eyeballing of portions here, I have my cheat sheet here to let you know. But 1/4 of a cup is, you know, is basically the size of your palm of the hand when you're cupping it. So a good rule of thumb, if you're out and about, and even like if you're in a restaurant and you need to try to figure out your portions and everything, 1/4 of a cup is the palm of your hand. The fingertip is 1 teaspoon size. So, excuse me. So if it's calling for 1 teaspoon of butter or oil, usually it's the measurement of the tip of your index finger, which equals the 1 teaspoon. Your 1 cup of, such as say your rice or your potatoes, anything like that, if it's calling for 1 cup, a good rule of thumb is your fist. Whatever is the size of your fist is usually the portion of the 1 cup. And then your thumb size is always great for like your dressings and your mayonnaise, your condiments, and that equals 2 tablespoons, and that is the size of your thumb, the tip of your thumb. So good rule of thumb there. And then your meat sizes, usually it's about 3 ounces of meat, and that is one of the requirements for the nutrition program for the older adults is 3 ounces of meat. And the rule of thumb is that is the palm of the hand here. So make for sure though that those are just some good tips to go by when you're out and about, or like I said, if you're not a person to use measuring utensils when you are making recipes and things like that. So, and that is something though that we can share on Facebook in the comments if you are interested. So, okay, so as what I've done is I've mixed up our oatmeal, our banana, the vanilla, and then like I said, I did add in brown sugar with that. So, okay, so we've got this pretty well mixed up. So, like I said, I am going to use fruit today. And with this, though, this recipe can make up to 24 servings. I'm going to use the larger muffin pans just because it's going to give us a little bit bigger of the bites. But if this recipe is perfect, though, for individuals of all ages. So if you have children or maybe you don't want a larger snack, you can use the mini muffins. And I'll show you right here, like I have a mini muffin pan, which is, perfect of the 24 serving size. And so you can make your muffins in this as well. But I'm going to go ahead and use the 12. It is best to go ahead and oil the pan, though. You don't want to use any cupcake fillers, anything like that, because the muffins will stick to those papers and all. So it's better off just to oil the pan and then stick your muffins in there. And as what I'm going to do, though, is we like variety, so I'm going to make 3 different types of muffins. And so we're going to do a strawberry muffin, a strawberry banana muffin, a blueberry banana muffin, and an apple banana muffin. So we're going to separate those out. So let me get my bowls here. And I use a scoop for when I'm mixing it up and everything, and I put it in my muffin pans. That way it makes it simpler, and I know, though, that we've got the proper size going into each muffin. Okay, so I'm going to take a portion of the mixture of the oats and the bananas, and I'm going to mix it up here. And then there's no requirement as to how much fruit to put in. It's whatever the individual prefers. And so we're going to add in our strawberries. I'm going to do about 1/2 of a cup there. We'll add in. Okay. And then we're going to mix this all together. Okay. So, like I said, you want to mix it in pretty good. And it's okay, though, if the fruit doesn't stick directly to the ingredient, because as it bakes and caramelizes, it's going to stick then anyway. So, and I don't ball these up. You can roll them, whatever would be, better and all. But I just use my ice cream scoop to dip them into the pan to make it a little bit simpler. And then that way I'm not getting my hands dirty and having to, wash several times in between as I'm making the different brands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scoop, take my mixture, and this here, we will make about 4 servings of the strawberry. And like I said, it's not all going to stick. So I start off with that, and then I just add the extra into these other ingredients here. So we're going to stick it in. Okay. There we go. So we've got those done. We've got the strawberry and banana ones done. So we're going to set it to the side. Let me grab this bowl so I can stick my scoop in there. Okay, so now we're going to grab another portion. And I'm not washing my bowl because I am using the same ingredients and it's a pretty quick movement. So, I'm not having to wash and I'm not really cross-contaminating here. So I'm going to take another portion of the ingredients here of the oatmeal and the bananas, and I'm going to take blueberries this time. And we're going to sprinkle in those blueberries. Use our fork. We're going to mix this all together, just like we did with the strawberries. So same routine. But this way, and you can do it all in, with the same fruit, but this gives you a little bit of variety. So that way, you're not getting tired of the same flavors or anything. And once you have these all done, these can be refrigerated up to 5 days. So this is a quick, healthy snack to make up and be able to grab and go whenever necessary. And like I said, they're great for individuals of all ages. So, okay, so we're going to move over, same routine here. This, and I'm sorry if the lighting is a little poor. We've been, with the overcast and everything, it's kind of been cloudy and all, so hopefully everyone can see me okay today. There we go. We're going to add a little bit extra mixture to that one. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so there's those. Okay, now we're going to do the remainder of the ingredient and add our apples. You can also add cranberries, raspberries, whatever you would like to add in here. So, and the apple pieces is what I did was I cubed those up into smaller pieces just so that way you get more of the apple flavor in with the oatmeal and it caramelizes more there. So, I'm going to mix this up like I said. So, and another site though to go to when you are doing, concerned about portions or recipes and, wanting to be a little bit more conscientious about, knowing your portion sizes. Myplate.gov, they've got a lot of great tips on there. A lot of tips on, the proper portions of how your plate size should be for each, for the grains and your fruits, vegetables, protein, and also your dairy. So that is another great source. They have a lot of great resources on there as well. But like I said, a lot of great tips if you're interested in finding out more. Like I said, the myplate.gov is a great resource to go to. Okay, so we're going to do our last here of putting this in the pan. And, oops, there we go. We'll get this. Like I said, and these here, you can make them as hearty as you want. It's all up to you. Whoops. Let's get this one. Stick that. Okay. Like I said, we're not gonna waste any, so we're gonna stick them in here. And these here will all caramelize as it's cooking and be good. So, okay. There we go. So I'm going to put these all in. Put this into my sink, excuse me. Okay, so as you can see, this here is what I have so far. We have the strawberry banana, the blueberry banana, and the apple banana. Like I said, a good variety. And so we're going to pop these into the oven here. Again, 350 degrees. And we're going to let these bake for about 15 to 18 minutes. And then once you start seeing them brown a little bit, form up, become more of a harder consistency, then take those out of the oven, let them cool for about 5 minutes. And this here is the final product. So these here, again, strawberry and apple and the blueberry oatmeal muffins. So there you go. You have a simple, healthy recipe. Like I said, it's up to you whether you want it to be 3 ingredients of the bananas, the oatmeals, and vanilla, or if you wanted to add extra ingredients to make it more flavorful. So that wraps up that. As always, though, remember to go to LifeStream website to find out what we have service-wise going on, what new programs we have going on. LifeStream Services is always very busy of trying to identify the needs of the community and to try to best provide the services for individuals. We do cover 12 counties. Not every county looks the same as far as what services are offered, so it is always best to go to our website or contact the office to find out what is going on in LifeStream world and what we have to offer in your area. Another one important thing, though, that we do, try to spread awareness about, though, is the scams and frauds for individuals. It's very important to LifeStream Services. And today, though, I wanted to talk briefly about the tax fraud. It's tax season, and as we know, we've got scammers calling us day in and day out. We get all those robocalls on our cell phones. And, we always encourage individuals so that if you don't recognize the number, don't answer it. But at times, sometimes we do answer it because we think it may be someone important. And then, though, they're trying to ask information, whether it be, trying to get our Social Security number or other personal information. And, or even online, if we enter in something, they can hack through that and get our information that way. But it's very important, though, for us not to give out our Social Security number because these hackers are taking this information and filing false tax forms on behalf of individual and claiming those taxes. So it is always, it's always very good to just be cautious and play on the safe side, though, not to give out your Social Security number. Most places anymore, they don't ask for your Social Security number. If they do, they ask for the last 4 digits, or they ask for you to identify yourself in some other way. But if they are asking, for that information, you do have a right to ask them back why they are wanting that information. If you do feel like, though, you have been a victim of fraud, definitely contact your senior Medicare Patrol office or your local area agency, and we can assist you in guiding you in the right direction there. So as always, stay safe, and we will see you next time.